Before I start the video, I just wanted to let you all know this because it ended up being quite a long video. So if there is something particular that I mention in this video, if you want to go back and check if I'm going too fast, I'm going to put timestamps in the description. Look down below in the description of this video. You're going to see all these little timestamps, little sections of the video that I've outlined, and I'm going to label each one of them for what I specifically talk about. So if you're ever lost and you need something specific, just go down there, click on a timestamp, and then that'll take you right to the section of the video where I talk about that particular thing. All right? Enjoy. My name is Charles Johnson, and this is going out to the Riverside Historical Society. Although it's also for anyone else who is interested, but there are much more in-depth tutorials on this particular device, so this is going out to the Riverside Historical Society for the basic usage of the TASCAM DR-05 linear PCM recorder. So this is for all of you who are going out there to do those interviews. This is the basic information that you will need. There are, as I said in the meeting last Saturday, there are several options and things that you can play around with, but you only need to worry about a couple of things if you are going out recording. And for those of you who are intimidated and you're not so technically inclined, well, just so you know, it could be worse. This is my Zoom H4n field recorder. This is what, as you can hear, this is what I'm recording to right now. And this is quite heavy duty. So just take solace in the fact that, you know, this is much simpler. So, okay. So, this is I will take you through basically what you can do setup wise, and then just show you what you will do when you record someone. So first things first, zoom in here. The stop button is also the power button. You hold it down until that happens and turns on, and there it is. I have formatted the card in here, so it says no music file. It always says music. I don't know if you can change it to say something else, but it doesn't really matter. It says no music file, but it's, you know, whatever you're recording, music, voice, whatever. So here you will see this circle has plus, minus, arrows, menu, quick, mark, and PB count, continued. You only need to worry about, well, like I said, you only need to worry about really recording, but there are some setup things that you should probably do. Menu, okay, so you can see that. And then, so when you're in the menu, these buttons function as arrows, up, down, left, right, right? So, record setting. You don't need to worry about any of this except for stereo, okay? So, for those of you who don't know, stereo is where's my hand? Here, the left, I'm looking through the camera that I'm recording this on instead of just right microphone, left microphone. So stereo is basically what your ears do. It functions exactly like your ears. So you hear out of one ear, you hear out of the right ear, you hear out of the left ear, and when you're facing something, then you hear out of both. And so if you're recording someone like this and they go, because oftentimes trust me, I've done interviews and people will be like, well, I need to lean, like the microphones can't hear me because they're not facing me. And I go, well, I don't say this to them, but it's like, how do you think you hear when you're facing someone, but your ears are facing this way? It's because your brain does that. And the chip in this thing does that too. The microphones are on either side, but they're getting all the sound, right? But I will now do a little recording, and when I do this, I will cut the video here to be so that you will no longer hear audio from the Zoom, and instead you will hear audio from this, so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to hit record. Right, so it's in stereo, and so now you see there's the levels. I'm talking. I'm trying to get under the camera so I can talk right into it. All right. So if I face the microphone this way, now you can only hear the right side. In fact, if you're wearing headphones, you can really hear me strongly on the right side, but not so much on the left. And if I do it this way, now you can hear on the left side, and it's really strong, and not so much on the right. And now this way, it's back to relatively normal. So that's what stereo means, okay? And it means that this microphone and this microphone are getting the audio, and they're recording two separate channels, a left channel and a right channel. And then when you put the left and right channels together, then you can hear the whole thing, just like you would when you have your left and right ears functioning properly. Okay, so that's stereo. You do not want this. Well, it's okay, it's good, but for your purposes, it would be better to use mono. And what mono is it's not like your ears. It means that the right microphone and the left microphone are both recording the same thing. They're recording to the same one channel. And so that means that, well, I'll show you. So, menu and record setting, and then you go to stereo, and here's what you do. You change it to, so notice the card, every TASCAM DR-05 comes with a 2 GB SD card right here. It's not built in. I'll show you how to take it out, but it's in there. And so that's what it says here, 2 GB. And notice 2 GB gives you 3 hours and 22 minutes. You can record, if you set this down and just hit record and just walked away, it would record 3 hours and 22 minutes of, wait, what does that say? Oh, I changed it. Sorry. Yeah, see how you can change it and say, oh, I only want 1 GB. So give me 2 hours and, 3 hours and 22 minutes. Okay. But if you select mono, now look, now you've got 6 hours and 45 minutes. So that's one reason to use mono, more space so that you can do more recording. But the other reason is because it's simpler and you don't need the stereo. Stereo is mainly for if you want to record multiple things, or if you're recording music or something like that. It's useful. But mono is good enough for interviews, and it gives you more space. Okay, so that's the one thing that you change there, is make sure it's on mono. All right. Then to go one step back, you hit menu again. Play settings, you don't need to worry about that. Browse, no need to worry about that. Speaker, yes, okay, speaker. Speaker is the next thing. You push it. Oh, sorry, I was forgetting. It's on mono now. Let me just do a quick demonstration. All right. So, this is what it sounds like. And notice that the levels are even. And if I put it right here, then you're hearing you're still hearing out of both left and right. And if I put it over here, then you're still hearing out of both left and right again, right? So back to the Zoom for the rest of the presentation, or not the rest of it, but most of it. Okay, so where was I? Okay, menu and speaker. Here's the speaker. It is not good. The speaker on my recorder, you can turn the volume up and you can play it back, and everyone in the room can hear it as long as they're quiet. This one, no. But if you want to just turn it on anyway, so you go, again, I'm using the arrows, you go there, and then you say on, and then menu, just select out of it. So now, what I've already recorded. Hold on, let me plug my headphones in. I'm going to plug my headphones into the Zoom just to make sure that I can hear what I'm demonstrating here. All right, so when the microphone is terrible, so basically you can only hear it if you hold it up to your ear. Like you use this like a phone, basically. That speaker goes right up to your ear, and maybe you can hear what you've recorded. So let me hold it right up to the Zoom and see if we can hear what I recorded when I was demonstrating that to you. So I'm putting the speaker right up to the microphone like you would be holding it right up to your ear. Right. So this is what it sounds like. And notice that the levels are even. Okay, good. So yes, that's what it will say. Notice how quiet that was. I was holding it like this is what I sound like when I'm I haven't got the Zoom set up, really properly, because this is a really, rough presentation that I'm doing right here. But still, I'm a bit a ways away from the Zoom, and this is how my voice sounds. I had to hold this right up to the microphone for you to hear that. So you hold it up to your ear, you can hear what you've recorded. Or I'm going to take my headphone out and plug it into this. Headphone goes right here. Now if I play back, and if I put it right here, that's much better. Again, you're still hearing out of both left and right. You can't hear what I'm hearing right now. Well, actually, maybe I'll. And you're still hearing out of both. Okay, so I think I will maybe cut in the audio there so you can hear it. So yeah, that's much better. If you have you should have headphones, really. Everyone should have headphones, but if you don't have headphones, borrow some headphones from someone, or just buy a cheap pair of headphones. Whatever you need to do, get yourself some headphones when you go to record, because that's how you do it. You plug in the headphones so that you can hear what you have recorded and also hear what you are recording. And I will tell you more about that in a bit. But first, let's continue on with the menu select. What was... Oh, it's asking me, are you sure you want the speaker on? Yes, please, keep the speaker on. Okay, so menu. All right, that was speaker. And now you get, again, I'm using the arrows, go down. Now you get to others, all right? So, information. Don't need that. I mean, that's information, but most of you will probably not know, make heads or tails of that. Monitor mix, you don't need. Tuner is a cool thing, but you don't need it. It's for music. Effect, no. File name, no. Date, time. Date, time. It is the 24th of August right now, so that's correct. Whoops. 24th of August right now. I'm, again, using the arrows, see? And then up to change it. Let's see, it is, where's my phone? It is 10:08. 10 over, down, 08, up. Okay. And see, play is to set it. Okay. And system. Yes, okay. So the only thing that you might want to do here, again, for those of you who are less technically inclined and really want to make sure you're doing it right, then you might want to do this. Notice what's been going on this entire presentation. The backlight. See that thing, backlight? 5 seconds. So in other words, every time you press a button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long seconds. Okay, see? And it goes off. All right? So if you have a bright light like this, then you can still see it, but the backlight is there for you to conveniently see everything. So especially if you're new to this kind of stuff and you're not technically inclined, you're going to be spending a lot of time looking through all this stuff and making sure you got everything right, then maybe you will want to set it. And again, I'm using the arrows. You go over to that one, and then you go up or down, down to 4, up to 5, 6, 7, 8, oh, sorry, that's contrast. Another thing you don't need, don't worry about that. Backlight. So 5 seconds, off. The backlight will never come on. You probably don't want that. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15, 20, 30, and then always. In other words, now, notice, backlight is always on. That is probably not for you. You probably don't want to do that. I know it's difficult to try and do stuff before the backlight comes off, but 30 seconds should be fine. 30 seconds should give you plenty of time to do what you need to do. And even if it doesn't, it's better to not have it always on. if you are planning to do a long session with someone. Like, notice it's on 30 seconds and it still hasn't gone off, so this should give you plenty of time. If you're doing a long session with someone, the backlight drains the battery. You see up here the battery, right there. The battery, it will last a good long while, but the backlight drains it. And if you keep it always on, it'll drain it faster. And if you're constantly recording and constantly backlighting, the battery will drain fast. And if it's a really long session that you're doing with someone, you run the risk of the battery running out and you can't record anymore. So in any case, always bring extra batteries to put in here. Just it takes 2 AA's, so always bring extra with you just in case. All right. So that's the thing. I've set it now to 30 seconds, and now back out. And that's pretty much it. That's okay. So that's all you need to know setup-wise. So again, those of you who are less technically inclined, and if I was going too fast, that's what YouTube is for. That's why I put this video up. You can always pause it, rewind, go back, make sure you get all the information that I'm telling you. Hopefully I'm showing you again. Just one more time to go through, watch the screen and watch my fingers. All right, okay, watch the screen, watch my thumb, menu. Up, down, left, right. To go into that selection, I go right, because you see how it's system setting and then the arrow pointing that way. So I use the right arrow. Okay, then I go down and up. Go into it again, right. Then up or down. Then you can't, yeah. And then, but always to back out of a section, you can't go left out of that. You just press menu again, okay? And then to go all the way back to the main screen, menu again, right? Okay, so finally it is time to show you exactly what to do when you are setting up a record, right? So when you are recording someone, you put this as close to them as you can, as close to them as you can. When and if you have a camera recording them as well, then you want to make sure that this is out of the shot. And again, these microphones will pick them up, so don't worry. And as I did with Sister Coe's, Elder Coe's, because she kept leaning in, I was like, oh, you don't need to lean in the microphone, because, they don't understand that. They just see a microphone. It's like, oh, I need to speak into the microphone. And you can tell them, no, this will pick you up. You can just talk and make sure that they understand that, because it's you want to make sure that they're comfortable and that they feel they're not stiff and like artificial and trying to, speak very clearly into the mic. It's like, don't worry. The technology's got you. All you need to do is talk to me. Make sure to tell them that you can just talk to me normally. Just talk to me and we're just having a conversation. That's it. You don't need to worry. Because if you as the interviewer do your job right, then everything is set up and they don't have to worry about any of it. Okay? So when you do that, you want to make sure that the shot is good and that this is as close to them as possible without being in the shot. And I use this. You might want to order some or find some other. You can always just like here's my phone case. You can always just find something to prop it up. Whoops, something that's better than this, but yeah, find something to prop it up like that, or stack it, like you have a book or something, like stack it on top of it or something like that. But if you have something like this, you can find them online. This is a Zakos mini spring tripod, but there are plenty of others. I believe you just search for like mini spring tripod, mini tripod. It's a tripod that's mini. And then it has this screw thing here. That's exactly what this is for. This screwy place. This is exactly what it's for. You screw in tripods or stands or what have you. Whatever you have to screw in, you can put it there. You can put this, I could put this on top of this camera with this, if I had there's a little section on the camera where you can screw something in. You can put this, you could just mount this to the camera. All right, so you can set this up, and these tripods the spring tripods are cool because you can set them up easily in multiple different ways and position it however you want. But again, however you can set it up, whether you can stack it or put it on a book or hang it from something, that's what you do, right? And so if I'm the person being interviewed, it's facing me, right? Put it this way, the jack here, which is for an external microphone, so you don't have to worry about that, but just say point the microphone jack, point this thing here at them, at their face. And that way both of these microphones will be getting everything, right? And so then what you do after you do that, so it's facing them, right? It's facing the one you're interviewing, and you are behind them. Then you might have noticed what I've been doing, but just in case you haven't, or no, not just in case, I would have shown you anyway, but what you do is you hit record once. Now it's in standby mode. In standby mode, it is not recording. What it's doing is simply turning on the microphones so that you can plug your headphone in and listen to them. And now once again I will cut from the Zoom audio to this audio just to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, at this point I made a mistake because I said I was going to switch to the TASCAM so that you could hear it again. I forgot exactly what I just told you in this moment because I was saying, oh, I'll let you listen to it now. But I wasn't recording. It was in standby mode. So at this point, this is me later talking to you. I'm now demonstrating that I'm holding the TASCAM to my mouth and see how good it sounds, but I'm not recording, so you can't hear it. All you can hear is what I recorded on the Zoom, which is not helpful. So now on the Zoom again, I'm in the future, I'm telling you that this is what I was doing. Don't worry. I eventually figured this out and go, oh wait. I need to actually show you what it sounds like by actually recording. So that's what's happening here. And just so you know, the reason why the TASCAM is so quiet every time I switch to it and you're like, oh, wow, that sounds really quiet. The microphones on the TASCAM are plenty sensitive. It's just that it's not set up exactly how it should be right out of the box. And in a second, you're going to see, I'm going to show you how to adjust the levels. So don't worry about that. It'll sound good. As long as you adjust the levels properly, it'll sound good. I've now switched back to the Zoom. If it's not loud enough, that's what these arrows are for down here. You see that there? That down there. That's how much it's recording. That's the level of that. So this right here is the volume for you hearing it. You want that at maximum just so you can hear everything. That's just for you hearing it. But this down here, the left and right, is for what's actually being recorded. Most audio is good at minus 12 decibels. So now, once again, here it is. And I think it sounds much better. Maybe I should actually record it. I realized even though I said I was going to switch, I didn't because, again, this is a good demonstration. It's not recording. It's in standby mode. All right? The recording light is blinking. It's not solid. It's blinking. That means it's in standby mode. That's just so you can check the levels and make sure that it's not peaking. Here's what I mean by peaking. See that right there? Peak. Here's what happens. I'm going to put this to maximum. Oh boy. And I don't want to hurt my ears, so I'm going to remove my headphones. But then I'm going to be like, huh, huh, huh. Boy, that's still not enough. Okay, good. There we go. Okay. That's peaking. You see that right there was blinking. And you probably heard it really harshly in my Zoom because it's turned up really loud. Sorry about that. But that's what peaking means. It means it's way too loud and it's distorting. So you don't want it to peak. That's what that light is there for. So if it's peaking, if they're speaking, and I highly doubt that the Riverside Historical Society is going to have this problem, because I would guess like 90% of the people we talk to are not going to be all that loud, since they're all, well, some as we discussed, more seasoned people can be quite loud, but you'll often have people of a certain age who are very, very, very soft-spoken. So minus 12 should be fine. It's minus 12 decibels. Okay. So you do all of that to make sure it sounds the way you want it to sound. Okay. So you will set it up, and you will say, all right, let's just talk for a bit. Hey, how's your kids? What did you do this afternoon? Hey, you go for a walk and blah, 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 blah. Just so that you can, get them talking, so that you can look in here, see the levels, make sure they're not peaking, and hear it with your headphones and hear if it sounds all right. And then if it does, you're good to go. And if it doesn't, then you go like this, left and right again, and adjust it so that there's more. Negative 12 is the default, but if they need more, then give them more. Just make it as loud loud enough that you can hear them clearly and distinctly, nice and loud, but it's not peaking. All right? And once you have done all that, then you are finally ready to record. If you have a camera as well, make sure, and hopefully you're doing this in teams so that you will both be able to make sure that you're doing it right. Record on this and on the camera, make sure. And so after all that, it's still in standby mode, it's blinking, you hit record again. And now it's solid, and now you see the seconds are counting. This is how long you are recording. You're recording for 7 seconds now, and counting, all right? So, you record, and you do that, and now I'll put it to my mouth so you can, right? So here it is. And okay, this is what I was talking about. This is when I hold it like a reporter's microphone, okay? So it's right in there. And that's not going to be what you're going to do, because you do not want it in the shot. So instead, you're going to put it maybe somewhere like here. And that's still good. It still sounds good. And again, if you want it louder, then you can adjust it while you are recording so that you get it even louder, like that. But again, you don't want, so now it's where it might be when you record them, but it's louder, and that's good. And again, you want to make sure that it's nice and loud, but it's not peaking, and they're not making the distorted microphone. So if you have someone who's talking like this, and who's talking very slowly, and who's talking very softly, like this, then maybe you want to adjust it. If they very soft spoken, then you maybe want to bring it up so that you can really hear them, because they're very, very, very quiet. But if you have someone who's really loud and then you want to make sure that you're way, way down there so that you can but I would say do not go below 12, all right? Do not go below 12. If they're still too loud, then back it off. Keep it at 12, but back it off. Just back this thing off, bring it farther away from them, okay? Because if you start going below minus 12 decibels, that can get into the range where it's like you're not picking them up well, and if you really want to hear them, then you're going to get a whole lot of background noise as well. So if they're too loud, but you're at minus 12, then just back this thing off, get it farther away from them, so it's still not in the shot, but you can still hear them and they're still loud and good, okay? A simple thing I forgot to mention here is that voices should always be around negative 12 decibels, but an easy visual is the levels should remain around this arrow. While a person's speaking, They should remain around this arrow. Again, too much farther than that and it'll peak, but lower than that and you'll start to like just not be able to hear them very well. So a little higher or a little lower is fine, but right around this arrow is where you should make sure that the levels are staying while they're speaking. If you want to pause the recording, hit record again. Now it's in standby mode again. Now it's blinking. Now you see the pause. Now it's paused. And then to start up again, record again. Now it's still going. Okay? You can do that if you want to. And I recommend doing that if you're going to like cut the camera and then go again, and then cut the camera and go again. I don't think I explained this next part well enough for a layperson, but basically if you are going to continuously record, just hit record on the camera and not stop until the interview is over. Then maybe you'll want to pause the recording and then keep going. But if you're going to stop the camera and then maybe take a break and then hit record on the camera again to go, that's when you want to stop on the audio recorder instead of pausing it. And maybe you should just, again, if you're going to do it in teams, then make sure you both understand. And if that person is technically inclined and you are not, then ask them. And lastly, for recording, so not lastly, you remember when I played back what I had recorded before? All you have to do to play back the thing that you just recorded is hit the play button. And then it'll go to a new file. And lastly, then this, at that point when you're playing it, then this is rewind and this is fast forward. So you can go backwards and forwards in time. So you just notice I was fast forwarding there, and you can also rewind. Okay? So that's for playback. And then stop to just go back to ready to record again. And you're not don't worry about recording over anything. You're not going to do it every single time you hit record, it records to a new file, unless you're doing the pause thing. But then after you stop it, then it once again will record to a new file. Okay? So that's pretty much all you need to know as far as recording. This right here, hold, just so let me take this out. Let me take this tripod off too. Okay, so for your FYI, this right here is so that you don't accidentally hit anything while you're recording and mess. Oh, yes, I want to keep the speaker on. Okay. Yeah. So if you have your headphones in and you have the speaker set then when you take out your headphones, it notices that you took out your headphones. So it's like, well, since you have your headphones out, do you want to turn the speaker on? That's what that is. So every time you take your headphones out, it's like, speaker on? And you can say yes or no. Okay. So hold is for so you don't accidentally hit buttons. So do like this. And I'm recording. But then maybe I... just for whatever reason, like, oops, I stopped it. Oh, I didn't want to stop it. Oh, no. Now we have to do that all over again. Okay, well, but if you record, and then you go like this, hold, and then you start doing it, well, then if someone accidentally hits the stop button, nope. See, it's still going. So watch the counter. It's still going. I can't do anything because it's on hold. It won't stop no matter what I press. It will just keep going. So that's what hold is for. And you switch it off so that you can stop it. So if you're worried about that, if you think that you're going to accidentally bump into it and stop the recording or hit a setting that you don't want to, then just press hold after you record. Because if you do like this and then you press hold and you're like, oh, I'm ready to record. Oops. You have to actually press record twice. So again, it's not in standby mode. It's actually recording before you will be able to, before you do this, so that then you can't press anything. Okay. If you are not worried about that, then you don't need to worry about this, because I imagine that most of you are just going to set this down while you're recording whoever you're interviewing, and then you're just going to set it there, you're going to push record, and you're going to start talking to them. And so you're not even going to, as long as you have your headphones in and you can hear it and it sounds good, then that's all you're going to do. You're going to record, and then when it's done, you're going to stop, and you're not even going to you're not even going to touch this thing, because you're going to be busy looking at your questions and talking to the interviewee and what have you. So you don't really need to worry. But if you are worried, that's what that's there for. Okay. And again, if I'm going too fast, that's what YouTube's for. You can just rewind and look at it again. Every TASCAM DR-05 comes with a mini USB cable for you to plug into the computer, so that you can download what you have recorded into whatever storage device. This is good information for you to know, but really the archivist is the only one who needs to worry about that. So, on Sharon, this is good for you to know. But of course, I can just show you personally anyway. And then just to show you, there it is. This comes with every unit. You push it in and then pull it out. This is the card. MicroSD. 2 gigabytes, right? 2 gigabytes? 4 gigabytes. 4 gigabytes. Oh, so it's 4 gigabytes. So that means, hold on. Menu. Oh, where was it? All of a sudden I've forgotten. There we go. 2 gigabytes. Well, that's odd. I don't know. The card is 4 gigabytes, but it will only use 2 gigabytes. I don't know what that is. I'll have to get back to you on that. I will figure that out and let you know. So I looked it up online, and it turns out that you can't record the entirety of the card on one file. Now, as you saw, 2 gigabytes, 6 hours and 45 minutes. So good luck filling that up. But if you were to go past that, which you can because it's a 4 gigabyte card, then 2 gigabytes will be one file, and then the next 2 gigabytes will be another file. But if it's continuous, then it will, even though you have two files, you can just put the two files together and it's one continuous thing. So that's what's going on. That's why it says 2 gigabytes, even though you have a 4 gigabyte card. Yeah, you will get those 4 gigabytes, and whatever size of card you put in there, even if it's like 8 gigabytes or 16, whatever, it records up to 2 gigabyte files only. You'll just have all these 2 gigabyte files of like, here's 6 hours here and 6 hours here and 6 hours here and 6 hours here. But again, if you line all those files up, then they will be seamless. So that's what's going on there. That's 6 hours and 22 minutes as long as you keep it on mono. So that's plenty of time. I doubt you're going to be with someone for 7 hours. All right. So that is pretty much everything, I think. So maybe that was too much information, but like I keep saying, this is a YouTube video. Whatever information that you need, it's all right there. I've just given it to you. Whatever basic info, that's all of it for recording your interviews. So that is how you do it. And if you have any other questions, you know I'm around. So ask me, and ask me at another meeting we have, or just email me, or what have you. So thank you very much, Historical Society, Riverside Historical Society. Good luck with your interviews. Good luck with your interviews. I will, of course, be around to help you as well. I'm hopefully can be at most of the interviews myself if we can schedule it. We'll see. So thank you, and have fun with this. Oh, and so to turn it off, again, stop button, hold it. there you go. Thanks, everyone. See you later.